And finally, to present the final special recognition award of today, please welcome the President of the Society of London Theatre, Kenny Wax.
As a relative newcomer with only 25 years under my belt, it's a great honour to be presenting this special recognition award to two of the most highly respected cigar chompers in the business. Collectively, they have racked up well over 100 years of experience, during which time they have employed many thousands of actors and creatives, raising tens of millions of pounds in investment, sometimes even making a profit. It was The Spectator in 2014 who called them the true odd couple of British theatre. Duncan Weldon loved the classics, and Paul Elliott was a showman. How well they complemented each other. They shared an office on the Old Witch for 37 years, rooms previously inhabited by the great Ivan Novello. Their first co-production was in 1970, capitalised at £15,000. It had a prophetic ring for the unlikely duo. It was called When We Are Married. Between them, they have produced or co-produced over 300 London productions, including in the past dozen or so years, Patrick Stewart in Macbeth and David Suchet in The Last Confession. Paul has previously described his working life as a holiday. In fact, he's on holiday today and not able to be with us. But it would be remiss of me not to mention just some of his colourful highlights of that wonderful producing career, which include Olivier Award wins for Jolson and Cat and the Kings, a 13-year run for Buddy, and further commercial success with Run for Your Wife and Stones in His Pockets. And he produced over 400 pantomimes before handing the baton over to his dear friend Michael Harrison. It may have been Paul who put the show into showman, but it was undoubtedly Duncan who added class to the classics, injecting them with a level of star casting rarely seen in the West End. It was one of the outstanding productions of that era. He wooed such stars as Maggie Smith, Peter O'Toole, Alan Bates, Peter Ustinov, Christopher Reeve, Vanessa Redgrave, Dustin Hoffman, and Al Pacino, to name just a few. He looked after them too, and many of them worked for him again and again. Rex Harrison 8 times. In 1975, he took on the artistic leadership of the Theatre Royal Haymarket, a position he held for 20 years. It was one of the outstanding productions of that era, Tennessee Williams' Sweet Bird of Youth, starring Lauren Bacall, which ensnared a 16-year-old schoolgirl called Nika Burns, who sat riveted up in the gods and decided then and there that this would be her calling. I wonder how many other young theatregoers have Duncan and Paul's wonderful productions inspired. On behalf of the Society of London Theatre, it gives me the very great pleasure to give this special recognition award to Duncan Weldon, first billing by virtue of being here, Duncan, and to Paul Elliott, second billing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's odd that these awards should be given here today, because when I first came to London from the north, Southport, north of Liverpool, 50 years ago, I had a flat a few feet from here, where I won't tell you what went on there, but one of the things that went on there was that Paul Elliott got thrown out of his house in Golders Green by his then girlfriend and ended up on my doorstep, where he stayed for a long time, but he stayed a long time in my career. Hence, a lot of actors and actresses have got Paul cheating on his girlfriend to thank for their careers. Because if we hadn't met that night, they might not have had so much work. So, you know, on behalf of Paul, who is, as Kenny just said, is away on holiday at the moment, I want to thank you for this great award. And, well, thank you. I mean, there's not much more to say that Kenny didn't just say. Anyway, thank you very much.